This is the HS Game Time Roundup with Pep Fernandez. Powered by Paradise Chevrolet Cadillac. Standards for excellence.
Welcome to the HS Game Time Roundup. I'm Pep Fernandez here at Noriko High School for the I-15 Winter Classic. We'll have highlights from here at Noriko as well as Great Oak High School. But first, we join Chris Erkley at Riverside Poly for the championship game at the Lady Bears Holiday Classic. Chris?
Riverside Poly and Corona facing off in the championship game of the Lady Bears Holiday Classic. And on their home court, the Bears would come out firing from the start. Poly goes to work down low with their bigs. It's Tori Mitchell dishing to Bianca Villegas for the easy lay-in to open scoring for the Bears. It's the same combination, this time on the fast break. It's Mitchell connecting with Villegas for another hoop. Poly would jump out to a 24-4 lead to start the game, thanks to shots like this nice three-pointer from Jasmine Hickey. Corona would battle back to just an 8-point Poly halftime lead, thanks to this half-court heave from Lexi Mack right at the first half buzzer. She called glass. Poly would take back control in the third quarter. Here it's Alexis Gamaro with the nice mid-range jumper. And a little more from Villegas. Once again on the fast break, great body control to avoid the charge and get the Poly bucket as the Bears are your tourney champs, beating Corona 69-54.
Thanks, Chris. Now we bounce back to the I-15 Winter Classic and we start the highlights down at Great Oak. The title game in the Great Oak bracket, Santiago and Canyon Springs. Canyon Springs gets that basket there, but later the Sharks answer. Matt Herring to Desmond Smith for the lay-in. It was 38-36 at the half. It was close. Later, Canyon Springs with another basket as the seesaw battle continues, but late in the game, the Sharks, JT Cook lays it in, and then Santiago seals it with the steal to end it as Santiago wins 74-71 your final, so the Sharks advance to the title game. In the third place game, the host Wolfpack taking on Heritage. Great Oak led by 10 in the third quarter, 37-27 after that basket. But Heritage, they would battle. They get the three-pointer in the corner to keep it close, but Great Oak goes on to win the third place game in their side of the bracket, 57-45 your final score. Now it's back here at Noriko High School for the finals on this end of the bracket. We had La Sierra taking on Corona. The Panthers enjoyed a hot start against the Eagles. First quarter, Nolan Kelly sees some open space, goes baseline for Corona. Then later, Ethan Alvano drives to the paint, kicks it out to Kelly, who finds Zach Perez for the open three ball. Then Panthers on the run. Perez feeds Alvano for the basket. Corona just piling it on. Marcos Hazelwood spots up the triple. Count it. 15-2 Corona on top to start the game. La Sierra would respond. Juan Valenzuela to Marcus Carey for the basket. And then it's Carey to Logan Atkinson for the layup. But La Sierra was trailing 19-6 after one quarter. To the second quarter, Corona continuing to play very well. Hazelwood dishing to Kelly for another basket. And the Eagles could not catch a break later in the second. Alvano steals the ball, and he will go the other way to lay it in. Corona goes on to win by a final score of 67-36. So Corona will meet Santiago for the title Thursday night at 7:30. Cougars and Lions. We pick it up in the third quarter. The Lions, Preston Tucker, the hoop and the harm. 28-28, we're all tied up. Later in the third quarter, Cougars work the ball over to Jeremiah Abdelmish. Believe it, the three ball for Abdelmish. 31-30, Noriko on top. Later in the third, Kwesi Mashak cuts to the glass for two for the Cougars, and Mashak was not done. Later in the third quarter, check out the spin, and then sticks the jumper. 37-34, Cougars leading. Later in the third, the Lions, Tucker, trying to keep his team in the ball game, sinks the J, but they were trailing by 3 to the fourth quarter. Patrick Jackson, Vince Kaysen for the basket. Arlington down 45-40. Then later in the fourth quarter, Noriko's Zach Filia inside to Abdelmish, down low for two, as Noriko goes on to win 54-49. Now it's time to hop inside the pool for some girls water polo and a big match down at Murrieta Valley on Wednesday. The Nighthawks hosting St. Lucy's of Glendora in a rematch of last year's CIF Division III Section Championship. Murrieta Valley won the title 8-7 last season. And just a single goal would be the difference once again this time around. St. Lucy's defeated Murrieta Valley twice during the regular season, leading up to the CIF Division III title tilt. But the Nighthawks pulled out the win when it counted most. 10 months after capturing the section title, Murrieta Valley returned to their championship form, edging St. Lucy's in a tightly contested battle. 6-5 your final score. Don't be surprised to see a rematch between these two teams somewhere down the road in the playoffs. Congrats to Murrieta Valley for a big-time water polo win. And finally, the HS Game Time Roundup is taking a couple days off for the holidays. We'll return next week with all your high school sports action. But from all of us here at HS Game Time, we say Merry Christmas. For the Roundup, I'm Pep Fernandez.